Hello, so today we'll be continuing our discussion with annuity. By this time we talked about present value. So we said that in an ordinary annuity, payments are made at the end of each period. So basically we do have this kind of cash flow as we have discussed last time. P is the present value, F is the future value, and R is the periodic payment. So the present value of an annuity is actually the current value of future payments. So let's try to get into this formula. P is equal to R, the quantity 1, minus 1 plus J raised to the negative n power over J. Here, just like your future value, your J is also equal to I over M, and your N is M times T. T is the sum of all the accumulated values, or that's going to be our present value. R is the periodic payment, I is the periodic rate, and M is the number of compounding periods per year, while T is the number of years. Now let's take a look how the present value formula is being derived. The present value of compound interest is P equals F the quantity 1 plus J raised to the negative n power. So this is our compound interest formula. From the future value of annuity, which is equal to F is equal to R, the quantity 1 plus J raised to the n power minus 1 all over J will be used in deriving our formula. We try to evaluate the compound interest formula here by substituting F with its equivalent coming from our given formula here for future value. By simplifying further, we see that our numerator becomes 1 plus J raised to the negative n being multiplied to the expression 1 plus J to the n power minus 1. By distributive property, 1 plus J to the negative n being multiplied to 1 plus J to the n will become 1 plus J to the 0 power, while 1 plus J to the negative n will be multiplied with negative 1. So we have minus 1 plus J raised to the negative n. J remains to be our denominator. And finally, since 1 plus J to the 0 power is 1, then we've got the formula P is equal to R, the quantity 1 minus quantity 1 plus J raised to the negative n all over J. Now let's try to illustrate how the present value works. Suppose we want to know how much deposit is needed in order to generate a cash flow with semi-annual payment of 500 for 3 years with a given 4% interest rate. Now here is the cash flow that you would want to make. Your P will be represented by 0. Okay. The present value is at 0. Then we do the first payment at the end of the 6th month. The second payment will be at the end of the 12th month or 1 year. 1.5 years, we got the third period until the 6th period. From the given problem, our F is 500. Our J is that is 0.04% divided by 2 since it's semi-annual, and we've got 0.02, and 1 plus J is 1.02. So we now try to use the different values of n in different periods, 1 up to 6. So individually, we try to find out 500 deposited 6 months from now, 1 year from now, 1.5 years from now, 2 years from now, up to 6 periods, that is 3 years from now, is worth how much today. So trying to get the present value at which the first payment 500 is paid 6 months from now, that is the first period, we have 490.20. And that is actually the present value of 500 in the first period. Now, how much is a 500 peso deposit is worth today when it's deposited a year from now, or that is 2 periods? So we've got 480.58. So these are the payments that we actually do. For the third payment, n is 3. We've got 500 times 1 plus 0.02 raised to the negative 3 power we have 471.16. Then we also have here, if n is equal to 4, then p is 461.92. Now you may continue finding for the values, finding for p when n is equal to 5 and 6. You may pause the video and do it yourself. So if n is 5, then we have a value of 452.87. When n is 6, we've got 443.99. That is close to 444. We write it in 2 decimal places and we get the sum of all this. What do you think is the significance of the sum of all these values? The sum of which is equal to 2,800 pesos and 72 centavos. We try to do some calculation of our present value using our formula, indicating the values of your R, 500 pesos, your I, which is 4%, your T is 3%, our T is 3 years, M is 2, J now is 0.04 divided by 2. That is 0.02, and your N is 2 times 3, 6. We've got 6 periods to use in our payments. Okay, calculating our multiplier. Calculating our second factor, we have 1 minus the quantity 1 plus 0.02. Then our exponent is negative 6. Then we divide this with 0.02. And so we've got 5.6014. We take 4 decimal places. Okay. And that is it. Then we multiply that by 500. We get 2,800.72. So this amount is the total deposit which is needed in order for you to generate the cash flow. And if we go back to our cash flow, you notice that 800 pesos and 72 centavos actually is the sum of all the cash flow that we had in this case. Let's try these examples. The store offers an interest rate of 6% compounded monthly for a cellular phone purchase payable in 3 years. If the monthly payment is 1,530 pesos, how much is the present value of the cellular phone? So let's try to indicate our given. The value, the amount 1,530 is our R. Is our R. Our interest rate is 6%. Then our time here is 3 years. And our M is, our problem says the compounding is monthly. So if we try to find for J, that is I over M. So the 6% is 0.06 and we divide this by 12. So we get 0.5%, or that is equal to 0.05. Your M is the product of M and T. We have 12 times 3. That is equal to 36. So we now substitute the given in our formula, where R is 1,530. And then we multiply it with our 1 plus 1 plus J. Our J is 0.005, raises to negative 36. Close that. Our denominator J is 0.005. So we have 1.5. So we have 1,530 will be multiplied to this one. Okay, so I already have found this. So I already have computed this through your calculator. We have 32.8710. So I'll just simply multiply this by 1530 to be able to get a more precise and accurate answer. So we have 50,299 pesos and 65 centavos. Okay, so this is 50,292 and 65 centavos. So this actually is our present value. Okay, let's go to our next example. A home entertainment set is currently on sale and offered in installment with a down payment of 30,000 pesos and 4,500 pesos every 3 months for the remaining balance. And this is going to be payable in 5 years. And the interest is computed at 7.2%. Question is, how much is the cash price of the set? First, you have to take note that the cash price or cash value is equal to the down payment plus the present value. Okay, here is your cash value and here is the down payment and this is the present value. Take note that we have to find first for the present value, then to be added to our down payment to get the cash value. And that's what we're going to look for. By considering our given, your R is equal to 4,500. Your I is equal to 7.2%. The time given is 5 years and M is equal to 4. And so you also have your down payment given. It's 30,000 pesos. So we have to find out what J is, so we could input that in our formula. J is equal to 7.2% divided by 4, or that is equal to 0.072, okay, divided by 4, and that is actually equal to 0.018. Okay, and of course our N will be equal to M is 4, then we've got 5 years. This is equal to 20. First, we want to know how much the present value is, so using this formula, 1 minus 1 plus J, the negative N, divided by J. And so we input our given here. Your R is 4,500. B multiplied by 1 minus 1 plus J. Our J is 0.018. So this is 1.018 raised to the negative N. Our N is 20. So this is negative 20. Then this will be raised to our J, 0.018. So here I am going to input all information that are given. So I could simply multiply this with the entire expression, 1 minus quantity 1 plus 0.018, and I'll raise that to the negative 20 power all over 0.018. Then the value will be given 75,000 21 pesos and 60 centavos. So take note, we've just found our present value, but that's not what we are actually looking for. We need to have your present value added to our down payment to get the cash value in this case. Now, since our cash value is down payment equals, since our cash value is equal to the down payment plus the present value, which is P, so we will be able to get here the value of our down payment is 30,000 pesos added to your 75,000 and 21 pesos and 60 centavos. So you will get 105,000, 21 pesos and 60 centavos. Now this is our cash price. Now we go to our last problem. How much is the monthly amortization on a car loan worth 1,200,000 to be amortized over a 5-year period at a rate of 9% compounded monthly? Here, we try to take note that the given values here are the following. Here we try to take note that the given values are the following. You are asked of the monthly amortization. Therefore, that value 1,200,000 pesos is our present value. So P here is 1,200,000. So your interest rate is 9%. Time is 5 years. This is in years. M is 12. J would be equal to I over M. That is equal actually to 0.09. 9% divided by 12. So we get 0.0075. And our N is 12 times 5, or that is 60. Now take note, that what we are looking for here is the value of R. But since P is equal to R times the quantity 1 minus 1 plus J raised to the negative N all over J, we could say that our R equals the product of P and J all over 1 minus 1 plus J raised to the negative N. This is simply by multiplying both sides by the reciprocal of this expression so that R will be retained. And so substituting the given, we have P is 1,200,000 multiplied by our J, which is 0.0075. We divide this by 1 minus 1.0075. Our N is 60, so this is negative 60. Now I would directly input all this information in my calculator since we would want to have a more precise and more accurate value in this case. We've got 1,200,000 multiplied by 0. So our multiplier will be 0.075. Then the denominator will be 1 minus the quantity 1.0075 raised to the negative 60 power, we get 24,910 pesos and 3 centavos. We'll write it that way. Okay, so we have 24,910 pesos and 3 centavos. So this will be ARA, or that is simply your periodic payment. But take note that the periodic payment will be the monthly amortization. Okay. So this will be the monthly amortization of the car loan. So thank you very much. I hope you learned something. Bye.